The sun beat down unmercifully as my brother, Angel, and I embarked on our journey to a remote village that was tucked away in the Bayasayan province. We were accompanied by our grandfather, Teroy, a seasoned herbalist who had dedicated his life to training us in the healing arts and protecting ourselves from the supernatural. As we ventured into the hidden village, the air was thick with apprehension. The dense forest loomed on one side of the road, while sugarcane fields stretched into the distance on the other. Angel and I exchanged wary glances, questioning whether we had taken the right path. "Grandpa, are you sure this is the way to the village? It seems so isolated," I ventured, my voice quivering with skepticism. Teroy chuckled softly, his weathered face creasing with amusement. "You two are always quick to doubt. The village is hidden for a reason, but I've not forgotten the way. Trust me on this." The journey was arduous, the heat baking our skin as we trudged onward. Angel's constant chatter provided a welcome distraction, even as I gently ribbed him for his loquacious nature. We finally arrived at our destination, a quaint village adorned with colorful flowers and tidy bungalows. Teroy guided us to the barangay hall, where we were greeted by Captain Armando, an old friend of our grandfather's. After a brief discussion, we were ushered to a simple yet welcoming home, where we were met by an elderly woman named ISANG. As she bustled around the kitchen preparing refreshments, I glimpsed a shy young boy peeking out from one of the bedrooms before hastily retreating. "Be patient with Bonbon. He's a shy one, just like his mother," ISANG explained, her warm smile smoothing away any lingering unease. As we settled in, savoring the tranquility of our surroundings, Teroy cautioned us about the potential dangers lurking in the village. His solemn words hinted at a shadowy undercurrent beneath the seemingly idyllic facade. His warnings about the presence of ASWANG, supernatural beings with the ability to shapeshift into terrifying forms, sent a shiver down my spine. As the evening stretched before us, I couldn't shake the sense that there was more to this tranquil village than met the eye. Teroy's cryptic guidance left me with an unsettling awareness of the secrets and perils that lay concealed in the quietude. The gentle rustle of the wind outside seemed to carry whispers of a world far removed from the peaceful exterior of the village. I understood that our mission held a weightier significance than mere herbalist training. It was a test of our wits and courage in the face of the unknown. As night fell and the village settled into a hushed slumber, I couldn't shake the feeling that the darkness concealed truths that would soon come to light. Our unspoken fears hung heavy in the air, mingling with the scent of flowers and the soft glow of moonlight as we braced ourselves for the enigmatic trials that awaited us in Barrow. Grandma Ising, a weathered yet kind-hearted figure, arrived carrying a tray with 3 cups of steaming drinks. The smell of coffee and chocolate wafted through the air, mingling with the warmth of the sunny afternoon. I stood up to greet her and help arrange the drinks on the bamboo center table in the living room. "Let me help you, Grandma," I said, noticing the deep lines etched on her face from years of both joy and sorrow. "Thank you, little one," she replied. "It seems like you're talking seriously." "No, that's not it," I assured her. "We were just discussing the rehearsal we're going to do. You know, because these kids need to learn how to be an albulario." The old woman chuckled. Not me. I'm getting younger and I need a new replacement, huh?" She let out a hearty laugh, her eyes still twinkling with a youthful glint. As we settled into our seats, she handed us the steaming drinks. "Here are your drinks. There's still some left over from the bone I cooked earlier." She paused, her eyes clouded with concern. "I'll get some first. You can have some coffee and chocolate." It was then that the boy emerged from the room, unaffected by the lingering aroma of the food. He had been holed up there all day, even during lunch, refusing to interact with anyone, not even with Grandma ISANG, who had prepared the meal. It's hard to gain weight, especially since she's old, I mused. That's why my brother and I don't have any shame. We even ate a lot, even though our chicken liver dish was a bit fatty. As the sun dipped below the horizon, signaling the arrival of evening, Mang Armando, the father of the recluse, finally returned home. It was only then that the boy emerged after hearing his father's voice. "Oh, you little rascal," scolded Mang Armando. "Why have you been in the room all day? You haven't even talked to our guests, and besides, you're the same age as this guy." He gestured towards me and then turned his attention back to the boy. "What's your name?" "Iya, ako, Angel," the boy replied. "Why didn't you even invite him to play?" Mang Armando continued. "I don't know him, and I don't like those people, Grandpa Tero," the boy retorted. "He's my friend, a close friend, and you know he's kind. Even his grandchildren, he's just Pulo. I don't trust people because of what Bonbon said." I couldn't help but wonder if the boy was more than just an ordinary child. My thoughts were interrupted when a striking woman, who I initially mistook for someone my own age, emerged from the far room. Her presence demanded attention, and the air seemed to shift as she fixed her gaze upon me. "Ah, good evening," she greeted, catching me off guard. "You have a visitor, brother?" "Yes, in fact, they've been here for a while. Can't you hear?" Mang Armando replied. "I fell asleep, Dad. I just woke up, and then I had the headphones in my ears, so I didn't hear." "Is that so, brother? You must have slept well," she observed. "What's up?" I quickly learned that she was Rachel, a friend of the family, and her unexpected return seemed to surprise everyone. Her presence stirred a whirlwind of emotions, igniting memories and unspoken tensions within the family. As the day unfolded, we shared a meal together and settled in the living room to watch TV. Angel, the boy, suddenly spoke up. "You know, brother, Sister Rachel is beautiful. When I grow up, I want to be that beautiful." Rachel chuckled at his innocent declaration. "You too. Just beware of not gaining too much weight." Angel paused, intrigued by her response. "Why is being fat considered not pretty? Does that mean that if Rachel became fat, she wouldn't be pretty to you?" I laughed along with the others, trying to lighten the mood. But Rachel's expression shifted, and I could see a trace of hurt behind her eyes as she spoke up. "Gosh, boys, why are you so fixated on physical appearances?" She sighed, her frustration palpable. "I don't know about you. You're still young, but that's all you think about." As the evening wore on, emotions ran high, and a sense of unease settled over the house. Despite the facade of normalcy, an underlying tension lingered in the air, hinting at unspoken secrets and lingering fears. Later that night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The house was shrouded in darkness, and an eerie silence enveloped the surroundings. I reluctantly made my way to the bathroom, pausing to catch my breath as I navigated through the unfamiliar darkness. As I stepped outside, a sudden movement caught my attention. A creature with dark skin and long, unkempt hair dashed past me, sending shivers down my spine. I stumbled back, my heart pounding in my chest, as I sought refuge back in the safety of the house. The following day, the incident weighed heavily on my mind. The fear and uncertainty hung over the household, casting a shadow on our usual routines. Grandpa, with his deep knowledge of folk traditions, attempted to calm our nerves with his reassurances and protective spells. Nevertheless, the underlying tension persisted, and the fragile peace within the family was at risk of unraveling. Rachel's demeanor had shifted. Her once bright and carefree spirit was clouded by a sense of unease and suspicion. Eager to escape the stifling atmosphere, I found refuge in the garden in front of their house. The sun cast a warm glow over the surroundings, and for a moment, I allowed myself to soak in the tranquility of the moment. As I sat reflecting, Rachel approached me with a cup of coffee, breaking the palpable silence. "Brother, this is your coffee," she said, her voice laden with concern. "You look sad." "I'm sad," I confessed, feeling the weight of the uncanny events pressing down on me. Rachel offered a comforting smile, attempting to lighten the mood. "No, you look handsome. That's why I'm funny." Her attempt at levity fell flat, and I knew that beneath her jovial facade, she was struggling to come to terms with the unsettling occurrences. In the days that followed, our shared burden of fear and uncertainty drew us together, weaving a bond amidst the profound challenges we faced. Despite the compelling allure of the supernatural, a delicate fabric of human emotions, vulnerability, and resilience underpinned our shared experience, uniting us in a collective struggle against the unknown. It was the summer of 1993 when I, just a young lad at the time, found myself caught in a whirlwind of terror and mystery that would change my understanding of the world forever. It all began when my father, Grandpa Teroy, decided to take my younger brother and me to visit a remote village. Our journey took us through winding country roads flanked by lush greenery that seemed to stretch on endlessly. As we ventured further, the air changed, evolving from the familiar scent of our hometown to the striking fragrance of unfamiliar flowers and trees. Mang Armando, a trusted friend of my grandfather, met us upon our arrival in the village. His weathered face and sharp eyes hinted at a lifetime of experiences, some of which may have been darker and more enigmatic than one could fathom. As we made ourselves at home, settling into our new surroundings, the villagers' whispers and discussions intrigued me. It was as if the air itself buzzed with an unspoken tale, waiting to be unraveled. One evening, as the vibrant sun melted into the horizon, Grandpa Teroy and I accompanied Mang Armando and a few other guards on a patrol. My brother stayed behind, as Grandpa had other matters to attend to. We strolled through the cobbled streets, the soft hum of the village becoming our companion. However, something caught my attention. There were no dogs in sight. The absence of these loyal companions, known to be present in any thriving community, left my heart thudding with unease. Turning to Grandpa, who was busy sweeping his flashlight around, I remarked, "Are there really no dogs here? It seems impossible that—"
"There are no stray dogs here. We don't really take care of dogs here. They are unnecessary disturbances," Grandpa replied calmly. "If there were dogs, we wouldn't be able to sleep well here. But rest assured, they'll be here all night." His words struck a curious chord within me, igniting a spark of suspicion. I recalled a conversation with my brother, and based on Grandpa's response, I sensed a hidden truth. Was it possible that the villagers were not what they appeared to be? Could the whispers of ghosts and ancient tales hold an unsettling reality? In the quiet of the night, guided by my grandfather's teachings, I sought subtle signs amongst the villagers, inspecting their mannerisms and actions for any hint of a haunting presence. My mind whirred with thoughts, pondering the significance of each encounter. It was during the nocturnal hours that a disquieting sight transpired. A figure outside my window, with dark skin and eerie white hair. This revelation unleashed a torrent of questions and fears, shattering the veil of innocence that had shielded me from the village's enigmatic embrace. The days rolled by in a palimpsest of intrigue and apprehension as I grappled with the unnerving reality that seemed to shroud the village.
During one restless night, I was awakened by an urgent call of nature, only to be greeted by a pair of crimson eyes peering through a crack in the window. My heart pounded against my chest, a thundering rhythm echoing the tumultuous conflict that lay just beyond the threshold of my comprehension. "Grandpa, there's a monster!" I exclaimed in a breathless plea, my voice trembling with fear. Grandpa hurried to my side, and as we gazed out into the darkness, a scene unfolded before us. 3 formidable creatures, locked in an otherworldly conflict. Their silhouettes danced amidst the night's embrace, casting an eerie illumination upon their grim struggle. The air crackled with tension as the battle reached its tumultuous crescendo, leaving one of the figures vanquished upon the ground. As the village stirred with whispers and speculations, Mang Armando unraveled the unsettling truth. "Yes, they are not ordinary beings," he confessed. "We are not ordinary people. We are ghosts, but we do not partake in malevolent deeds. There is only one entity disrupting the tranquility of our village, the Agar." The revelation cast a shroud of uncertainty over my youthful innocence, threading my world with an intricate tapestry of fear and fascination. The villagers, bound by their spectral nature, harbored a peaceful existence, but the looming presence of the Agar threatened to disrupt the delicate equilibrium. With each passing day, I immersed myself in the art of combat, honing my skills under Grandpa's guidance. Arnis became a familiar companion, each graceful movement an intricate dance designed to shield against the unknown. The village hummed with an undercurrent of anticipation as we braced ourselves for the impending confrontation with the Agar. Amidst this backdrop of uncertainty, a chance encounter unfolded, intertwining my destiny with that of a fellow villager. Norman, a wiry and affable young man, sought my sister's affection, a blossoming courtship that bloomed amidst the village's enigmatic allure. His presence brought an unfamiliar warmth, an anchor amidst the tempestuous sea of uncertainty. Yet, as Norman's sentiment blossomed into fervent admiration, a far-reaching shadow of doubt was cast upon his intentions. My brother's foreboding warnings echoed across the threshold of my mind, urging wariness and vigilance in the face of inexplicable magnetism. The dalliance of courtship took on unfathomable complexity, interwoven with the enigmatic threads of the village's mysteries. As the days unfolded into a tangle of apprehension and anticipation, Grandpa Teroy mobilized a covert operation to evacuate the villagers, ensuring their safety in the face of impending peril. The village throbbed with a palpable tension, like a taut bowstring on the cusp of release. Each passing day kindled the raging fire of determination within me, and my heart yearned to rally alongside Grandpa and the village defenders in their fight against the encroaching darkness. Amidst the restless nights and palpable sense of impending turmoil, a fateful encounter unfolded, forever etching its presence into the annals of my memory. Norman's presence, once suffused with warmth, had transformed into a specter of doubt and fear, a harbinger of shadowy intentions veiled beneath the facade of affection. His disquieting overtures, enigmatically woven with fervent yearning, cast a disquieting pall over the tenuous peace that had nestled within the village's embrace. The village throbbed with a volatile undercurrent, an impending storm on the horizon. As the harbingers of strife loomed closer, my resolve solidified into tempered steel, fueled by my yearning to stand steadfast alongside Grandpa and the defenders, navigating the treacherous path that lay ahead. The village, home to questions yet to be answered, cradled the untold weight of destiny's hand. Each rhythmic beat of martial practice bore the echoing refrain of an uncertain future, its unspoken melody weaving a symphony of apprehension and fervent desire. Amidst this dance, the tendrils of courtship intertwined with the enigmatic mysteries that rested beneath the village's ancient embrace, casting an irrevocable shadow upon the precipice of change. At last, the suffocating tension of anticipation unfurled into a tempest of upheaval as the village quivered beneath the imminent threat of the Agar. The shadows that had guarded its enigmatic heart now lay vulnerable to the encroaching specter of darkness, compelling us to stand as guardians of the village's fragile peace. Our resolve, solidified within the crucible of uncertainty, stood as a beacon against the gathering storm, a testament to our unyielding devotion to safeguarding the village from the unseen terror that haunted its soul. As the fate of the village teetered on the razor's edge, the echoes of my steadfast determination reverberated through the labyrinthine corridors of my heart, intertwining the tempestuous tides of love and courtship with the unspoken mysteries that lay dormant within the village's ancient embrace. Each graceful flourish of the harness bore the weight of anticipation, a testament to the unspoken trials that awaited my passage into adulthood. The village, a sanctuary entwined with whispered enigmas and untold histories, bore witness to the silent cadence of our unyielding resolve. Amidst the tempestuous throes of tumult and apprehension, Grandpa's teachings guided us towards a crescendo of unwavering determination, preparing us to confront the encroaching darkness that sought to unravel the tenuous peace of our beloved home. At long last, as the sun dipped beneath the horizon, ushering forth the advent of change, we rallied against the unseen specter that loomed on the horizon. Our hearts, tempered by the weight of unspoken trials, answered the clarion call of destiny as we embarked on a journey that would forever alter the course of our lives. And so, amidst the labyrinthine corridors of the village's heart, we stood as guardians, steadfast against the encroaching darkness that sought to unravel the fragile peace that had nestled within its ancient embrace. Our resolve, fortified by the echoes of unspoken trials and untold mysteries, cast a resolute beacon against the gathering storm, a testament to our unyielding devotion to safeguarding the village from the unseen terror that haunted its soul. We stood at the precipice of change, braced against an uncertain fate, as the echoes of our unwavering determination reverberated through the labyrinth of our hearts. It had been a long, eerie night. The evil spirit that had haunted our village for weeks seemed to be testing my nerves at every turn. If only we had joined the others on patrol last night, perhaps all of this could have been avoided. But it was too late for regrets now. The only option left was to seek revenge on the spirit that had terrorized our peaceful community. Armando, my loyal friend, shared my determination. "We'll fight together, if necessary," he said with unwavering resolve. I couldn't shake the feeling of unease as we prepared for the impending battle in the makeshift garage. The tension was palpable as we stocked up on weapons and readied ourselves for what lay ahead. "You don't have to join the fight against the ghost," I reassured my younger sister, Rachel. "You're safer here. But it's the duty of the albularios to combat such malevolent forces." Her eyes betrayed a mix of fear and determination. "My strength will be tested in fighting the ghost," I mused. "But Angel is different. He is strong and has faced many ghosts. Underestimating the enemy may lead to grave consequences." As we made our way to the shelter located in a neighboring village, the weight of the impending confrontation hung heavy in the air. "We'll watch over the evacuees," I told Rachel. There are many children here. You can look after them. But her eyes reflected a steely resolve that spoke volumes. If you really want to fight, then perhaps it's best that you continue to practice. I will teach you how to fight the ghost together, I promised. When we arrived at the shelter, we were met with a familiar face. Norman, a young man from the village, approached me with a sense of urgency. "Oh my, where are you going?" he exclaimed. "Ah, they are heading home. We will just accompany them." I could sense a tension in his voice as he continued. "Why do you talk to people like that? Just don't argue, bro." I couldn't help but question his sudden appearance. "Why did you approach me instead of Rachel?" I pondered silently. Is his target really Rachel, or could it be me? As the night fell, I found myself drawn to Rachel, who was staring up at the star-studded sky. "What are you thinking?" I inquired gently. There was a distant look in her eyes as she spoke softly. "I miss Mom. Before she disappeared, I would look up and see her. She's one of those stars now, watching over us." With a heavy heart, I offered her a comforting embrace. What would our life be like if she was still here? She mused. Her tears flowed freely, and I did my best to soothe her, humming a wordless melody and offering solace in her time of need. The following morning brought a sense of trepidation as Norman arrived at the shelter, looking disheveled and distressed. "Norman, what happened to you?" I questioned, a note of disbelief in my voice. As Angel and Grandpa Teroy tended to his wounds, we observed him closely, trying to decipher the truth behind his sudden appearance. "Where did you come from?" I probed further, noting the unease in his eyes. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to his story than met the eye. It was a cold and misty night in the remote village, the kind of night where the dense fog blanketed everything, making it all feel eerie and mysterious. Anthony, a young man from the neighboring town, found himself seeking refuge in this village, his clothes torn and his face etched with exhaustion. As he trudged through the quiet streets, Anthony's eyes darted around, searching for a familiar face. He had come to this village on a desperate mission to find someone, and the weight of his quest seemed to hang heavy on his shoulders. Little did he know that fate had other plans for him that night. A hushed voice broke the silence. "Oh, did you find me? You're looking for someone, right?" The voice belonged to an elderly woman. Her weary eyes inspected Anthony with a mix of curiosity and concern. Anthony nodded, his throat dry and hoarse from the night's journey. "It took me all night to find it, but I can't find it. I should have brought it home last night, but suddenly someone took me. It's a good thing I managed to escape," the old woman continued, her voice trembling with emotion. As Anthony listened to her story, he couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for her. "Do you know, someone came here a while ago. His name was Norman, too, and introduced himself as a friend of Anthony's," the woman explained, her eyes searching for some kind of understanding in Anthony's gaze. "He said he was my son. The thing is, he's just shy, right? Who is that?" Anthony inquired, his brow furrowed with confusion. The old woman paused, her eyes mirroring the inner turmoil within her. "No, he's not. He's got a plan, so he introduced himself as me. I don't know, but I don't think he's bad. The truth is, I'm happy to have a friend in him, but it's not you. I'm sorry I mistook you for him. I don't have one, but if I can help, I'm ready to do it as a thank you for helping me," she confessed, her voice tinged with regret and longing. Moments later, as the night deepened, Anthony found himself in the care of a kind-hearted man named Angel, who tended to his wounds with a gentle touch. "Thank you. What's your name?" Anthony asked, his eyes reflecting his gratitude. "I'm Angel, that's right. You look like an angel," the man replied with a warm smile. Despite the weariness that clung to Anthony's bones, he couldn't help but be touched by the genuine kindness of his new acquaintance. "Oh, yeah, maybe you're hungry. Do you want to eat first?" Angel offered, his eyes filled with concern for Anthony's well-being. "I just want to rest. I'm really tired from escaping that creature. But what the hell? The one who did that was just a fool." Anthony sighed, his mind still reeling from the events of the night. The eerie night gave way to a new day, but the sense of unease lingered in the village. Grandpa and Mang Armando, two of the village elders, exchanged a knowing glance as they whispered to each other in hushed tones, their expressions reflecting deep concern. They had their suspicions about the recent events and the arrival of a man named Norman, and they knew they had to tread carefully. "We were suspicious of him before. We gave him a rest, and Angel and Bonbon were assigned to watch over him, so that Grandpa and I could talk about what we had concluded from what was happening outside the shelter," Anthony recounted, his voice tinged with uncertainty and tension. With the village on edge, Anthony couldn't shake off the feeling of distrust towards Norman. "Norman really stood by what he said. He didn't know me at all," Anthony mused, his eyes clouded with doubt. As the days passed, the village seemed to teeter on the edge of uncertainty and fear, and Anthony found himself caught in the midst of it all. Unbeknownst to him, a brewing tension was also simmering between Angel and Norman. "Instead of becoming friends, we even became enemies. I don't know, but my blood is really boiling because of his pretentiousness," Anthony muttered, his eyes flashing with a mix of frustration and anger. But the quietude of the village was shattered when a sudden commotion erupted. The shrill screams echoed through the air, and chaos descended upon the village as a malevolent creature made its presence known. Anthony found himself thrust into a harrowing confrontation, and the battle between good and evil played out before his eyes as the villagers fought to protect their home. The adrenaline coursed through Anthony's veins as he faced the impending danger, his heart pounding with an unyielding resolve. In the midst of the chaos, he found himself locked in a deadly struggle with the malevolent creature, Norman, and fate seemed to toy with their lives as they fought for survival. As the battle reached its climax, a triumphant roar reverberated through the air, and Anthony's eyes locked with the piercing gaze of the creature. With a mix of determination and courage, he plunged the blessed dagger into its formidable form, unleashing a surge of power that was met with a primal growl. The battle waged on, and Anthony stood his ground, his senses sharpened with an unwavering determination. With every strike, every clash of wills, he fought for the safety of the village and the people he had grown to care for. In the aftermath of the relentless confrontation, with the dawn's first light painting the horizon, the villagers found solace in the newfound peace that embraced their home. Anthony, though weary and battered, felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that he had played a part in protecting their haven from the encroaching darkness. As he sat in the quiet embrace of the morning, Anthony allowed himself a moment of solace. He knew that the trials they had faced were not the end, but a new beginning, a testament to the fortitude and resilience of the human spirit. In the warmth of the sunrise, with the village enveloped in a tranquil calm, the sense of unity and kinship among the villagers swelled within Anthony's heart. As they began to rebuild and heal from the trials they had endured, he knew that they would emerge stronger than before, bound by the unbreakable ties that connected their souls. "We did it," Anthony whispered, the words laced with quiet pride and gratitude as he pondered the journey that had led him to this moment. How are you feeling, Anthony? Angel's gentle voice broke through the stillness, carrying with it a sense of unwavering support and camaraderie. As he shared a meal with the villagers, partaking in their shared celebration of newfound hope and joy, Anthony felt a deep sense of belonging that transcended the boundaries of mere acquaintance. In their shared camaraderie and unyielding spirit, he found a home amidst the quiet beauty of the village, and in his heart, he knew that he had found a family that would stand by his side through every tribulation and triumph. The tremors of their past struggles may have shaken the foundations of their peaceful haven, but through their resilience and unwavering unity, they had emerged victorious, bound by the unbreakable bonds of their shared humanity. And as Anthony gazed at the faces of his newfound companions, a sense of hope and renewal blossomed within him, illuminating the path to a brighter tomorrow. It was a dark and stormy night when Anthony, our guest, shared with me and my brother the harrowing tale of our recent escapade. We lived there for almost a month with Uncle Arma, Anthony recounted, his eyes glistening with memories. I learned a lot from the ASWANGs that were with us in the house. It's an experience that will really help me grow as a good herbalist. I gazed at him intently, hanging on to every word as he spoke of the hidden village where they had lived quietly, in fear of the agar. The vivid details of their trials and tribulations filled the room, the fire crackling in the hearth, adding a touch of eerie ambiance to the tale. As Anthony continued, he also revealed that he was starting to live as an herbalist, having inherited his grandfather's knowledge of medicine. His voice quivered with emotion as he spoke of the weight of responsibility that had been placed upon his shoulders. I thought I wouldn't be worthy of this work, he confessed, his eyes searching mine for understanding. But destiny had other plans. We absorbed his words in silence, the gravity of his newfound journey hanging in the air like a heavy shroud. I could sense the deep sense of purpose that now fueled Anthony's every action, and I couldn't help but feel a surge of admiration for his resilience. Months later, as the winds howled outside, my brother, Bonbon, embraced me, relief evident in his eyes. Sister, have you missed me? His voice, laden with emotions, cut through the howling wind. I chuckled softly, my heart warming at his endearing display of affection. What are you talking about? I teased, though the genuine fondness in my voice couldn't be concealed. As we bantered, Anthony approached me, his nervousness palpable. Rachel, he began, his words tumbling out in a rush. I've been waiting for this moment for years. I courted Rachel long ago, and I've been patient, hoping for the day when she would finally be ready to embrace what's between us. His declaration left me speechless, my cheeks flushing with embarrassment. It was a moment I had longed for, yet never dared to hope to materialize. His unwavering devotion to me touched a chord deep within my soul, igniting a myriad of emotions that threatened to overwhelm me. I stole a glance at Bonbon, who flashed me an encouraging smile, knowing the depth of my feelings for Anthony. My heart swelled with gratitude for the unwavering support of my brother, who had watched over me with unwavering love and understanding. As Anthony nervously awaited my response, the storm raged on outside, a tumultuous symphony that mirrored the whirlwind of emotions within me. I took a deep breath, feeling a newfound strength coursing through my faded into a new day. I knew that our story was just beginning, a tale of love, hope, and endless possibilities waiting to unfold.